Never miss a Monday. At least that's what my fitness trainer says. So here we are. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Hello and happy Monday. I'm Kelly Hansen. I'm feeling refreshed and thankful after a packed weekend. I hope you all got to smile and laugh this weekend too. I actually started off with an unconventional Friendsgiving experience with about, 50 of my girlfriends. Here we are. This is how it works. There are 3 hosts and each one brings their closest friends, so you get to meet new friends as well. It was held at a fan favorite, the Olive Garden. In all seriousness, this was a great idea. No one had to cook or clean their house. We rented the back room, dressed up for a little theme, and we had an absolute blast. I also got to have a fancy night at the Somme Hotel in Woodinville. I brought my mom, Carolyn, and as a middle child of 4, I don't usually get a ton of one-on-one moments with my parents because there's always a sibling or 2 running around. So this was intentional time with my mom, which was super special. We enjoyed some wine tasting, dinner, and life talks. The older I get, the more I realize it doesn't matter how old you are, you still want your mom, her advice, and a solid hug. So I guess my morning thought is, if you are lucky enough to have your parents here, give them a call, give them a hug. Don't wait to spend the quality time. The new guy can wait, the friends will understand, and these memories will last a lifetime. Okay, now it's time. The end of the year is fast approaching, and this morning we're looking forward to the future. And as the beauty trends change, we're looking at the future of skincare. Esthetician and makeup artist Angie Tiara joins me now. Welcome to the show. I love that we're kicking off with this, and we're talking more about making skincare intentional.
Yes.
And not just something fast that you do for 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with skincare that's actually good for your mental well-being.
Yeah.
What are we starting with?
Skincare and beauty area is just going to mix well really with wellness. So thinking about body, mind, and soul, right? Skincare serve more than just this benefit, of course, but the ritual for your mental health. When you take time, maybe just 5 minutes out of your day.
Yes.
To just really focus on you, nothing else. So I love to kind of introduce, instead of just putting it really fast, like you said, we take just 5 minutes, starting with just smelling some of this nice aromatherapy.
Is this aromatherapy?
That is nice and grounding.
Oh, whoa. Awakening and uplifting bloom. I can smell the ginger and the orange in that. That's lovely.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to put that on a little zen in my life.
Using skincare or organic that is more natural, it has more organic and spa smell, right?
Oh, that
and
does feel like you're at a spa.
You could drop some in your gua sha and you could start doing that, lymphatic drainage.
Yeah, what does that help with? I've
with
seen that.
Puffiness. Sometimes in the morning you feel just a little bit more puffy, right? From water or salt that you take the night before. Gua sha is a great way. Also dry brushing for your face. We've done a lot of those dry brushing on your body.
I've seen it for your body, but
I've seen a lot of dry brushing for face. Of course, the bristle is much softer than the regular body.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot. Okay, because I was a
Yes.
little concerned when you said dry brushing.
Yes.
And what is dry brushing known for? What does that help with
So
your face?
all these tools are for lymphatic drainage.
Okay.
So reducing puffiness, just more brighter complexion.
And then is that a cupping tool?
It is. So I think this is a
Interesting.
little bit more advanced. You've probably seen it in your holistic skin specialist or esthetician, but something that is more user-friendly would be these 2.
Okay, gosh, I really feel like with those smells, I feel like I'm at a spa
Just
with
like a
you.
spa. 5 minutes for yourself, right?
And then let's talk about aging next. This is such a hot topic. Can you explain slow aging versus anti-aging and prevention?
Slow aging, we think about more like prevention work. And then anti-aging, more like it's corrective, a little bit more. When you already start seeing sunspots, those are corrective, right? But I feel like now we grow in the day and age where even young girls are into taking care of their skin. Versus us, I feel like our parents maybe love tanning.
Oh, yes.
Right?
I was one of those with the Maui babe and out there in the sun, which was bad.
I feel like we're in the good direction there. We're taking care of skin. But I put a skincare here because I feel like skincare is the best anti-aging or prevention products.
So sunscreen
that
every
could be
single
used,
day.
and that could be used from any age, right?
Yeah.
Like kids are not supposed to use anti-aging products, but they could take care of their skin with using sunscreen.
Yes. And so why is it so important to start so early when it comes to taking care of your skin?
So I want to say pre-aging, like aging starts at the age of 20.
What?
Once you start 20, you start losing collagen, I think about 1 to 1.5%.
Okay, so
So-
start early.
Start early. Like as soon as like you're born, if you're in the sun, put a sunscreen.
And then what is this microbiome? What
so
can you
it's
tell me
like
about
a
the skincare?
probiotic skincare. It's
Whoa.
new and upcoming. This is of course coming from Korea. So probiotic is just like probiotic for your gut, but it's probiotic for your skin. So your skin has those bacteria, right? That is like supporting your
Yeah.
skin health. So let's say if your skin is damaged due to sun or just harsh chemicals, your skin barrier might be disrupted. So you want to get back onto the right track by using a probiotic skincare.
Is this like a face wash? Do they have
Yeah.
all different options? Like what
It
is
has
in
the
there?
different options, but mine in particular, this is a toner.
Oh.
But I've seen it in the cream. Yeah, so it's in the various type of skincare.
And who can benefit from something like that?
Someone
Anyone?
has very sensitive skin, their barrier, like I said, disrupt, or
Yeah.
acne-prone skin.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, gosh. Okay, so we're moving right along. What do we have over here in this area? What are you going to show me?
So I've seen one of a girl in Instagram. She went to Paris
Yeah.
and she visited this cool cafe that has like fancy drinks like smoothies, but also the concept is like you sit down and you have like this LED mask on for like 15-20 minutes.
So it's like a wellness spa cafe, like order
Yep.
coffee,
Yeah.
order all of it, but you have a bunch of wellness products.
Yeah, so like this is the LED light that this is like kind of like an aesthetic setting, so you kind of have to, lay down underneath this.
Okay.
In the cafe setting, maybe it's more like those masks that you put on yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, how does this baby work and turn on? What does it look like? And
so
then
to be able to work really like good, oops, sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
You have to use it for 15-20 minutes. So
A day? Every day?
Yep, a day or like several times a day when you can. But I think the most important is like sitting under this for 15 to 20 minutes.
Gosh, yeah,
Yeah.
this I remember this with a facial where
Yep.
you lay under this, but you said even a mask
Yep.
does something for you
Yes.
if you do it 10 to 15 minutes a day.
Yep, it will boost collagen. Like I said, you start losing collagen at the age of 20.
Okay, do you think this also helps with fine lines?
Yep.
People have been telling me that too.
Inflammation, fine lines, and honestly, this is more than just for the skin itself. You could actually take it off and put it in the body that may be more achy for like speedy recovery.
We need this right now with the weather in
Yeah.
Seattle
Yeah.
too. Okay, and then lastly, what is
Lastly,
happening
oh my
over
God,
here,
we
my
gotta
friend?
I'm gonna try this.
Eating and drinking
Eating,
skincare.
yes.
This is very interesting.
So I love my matcha drink, matcha latte, but sometimes I don't want like milky or like,
Yeah.
So this is more like a spritz. So I just already made my matcha earlier. I put like a scoop of collagen, which is so good for you.
and does
right?
it taste like anything or unflavored? Okay,
Nope,
so you don't
unflavored,
even
you
taste
just shake,
it.
shake. Have it mix. And then I have like a little, cute glass. Put some matcha.
Whoa.
Put some like lemon and lime, like
I see
soda.
that you even have coconut water you could throw in there.
Yes. And then just a splash of that. Think about antioxidant, hydration from the coconut milk, antioxidant from the matcha, right? And then maybe you sip this while you're like doing your skincare routine.
And then, like you said, it's kind of part of the ritual when you're taking longer than 30 seconds to get going. You have your aromatherapy,
Yep.
you have your red light,
Yep.
all of it. And then is this what you're thinking with Paris and other fun
Yeah, I would love to
places
see
like
that somewhere here. I haven't seen it, but that's a good business idea.
Absolutely. Where else can people find? Look at all of these options.
Yeah, right.
Whoa.
I've seen like, I think in LA we have something like that, like
yes.
smoothie, Right. Look how cool that is.
It is. And then, you still get out, you're still talking to people and being social, but you don't have the alcohol added in
Healthy.
that vibe. Yes.
Boost collagen.
We're all looking for that as we get into the holidays and we're getting
Right.
busy.
Right.
Where can people find you and how can they learn more?
Thank you. Follow me at Instagram, Angie Tiara Beauty.
Amazing. Thank you so much for
thank
being here, Angie. This was so
you.
much
Of
fun.
course.
And New Day is just getting started. After the break, Terry Holloman joins me in the Hawk Zone to break down the Seahawks' huge matchup against their division rivals, the Rams. And then I get to hang out with the dogs while I cook from a new book, The Dog's Table, making healthy home-cooked meals for your dog. And you know how it goes, all work and no play. So I'll also get to hang out with the toy guy for a bit of fun. Chris knows just what the kids want to unwrap this holiday season, so make sure to stick with us.
Time now for Hawk Zone, sponsored by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Well, the Seahawks suffer a disappointing loss on the road, falling to the Rams 19-21. Terry Holloman joins me in the Hawk Zone to break this one down. And we're all going to break down and cry. This was a rough game for quarterback Sam Darnold. He gave the ball away 4 different times. He really never looked settled. Were these turnovers on him, or are the Rams just that good?
Well, it's a combination of both, but I will say majority of it was on him because he did throw it, right? The Rams do have one of the best defenses in the National Football League, top 5 in total defense and scoring defense. They're right up there, but Sam Darnold was really unsettled the entire day. He was forcing things when he didn't need to, trying to fit balls in where he didn't need to try to fit them in, and just trying to do too much too often. And I couldn't figure out why he wasn't settled. And then I actually kind of thought about it after it. And it was because they're missing their center. Jalen Sundell was out with an injury, he's out hurt. And it's not just the continuity that you're missing on the offensive line, that as a quarterback maybe you'll get unsettled, but it's your center, and it's the guy that's in control of the offensive line. And not only that, it's a guy you kind of touch his butt a lot. So that kind of, you don't get to touch the same butt. It makes you uncomfortable a little bit, I think. So maybe that's your problem, Sam.
He was a little rattled.
You got to start touching the same butt.
Oh my gosh, and this was a career high for him too, with the interceptions.
Yes.
That's not a career high that you want to hit.
So that's the thing, again, when you have that many turnovers, that many interceptions, 4 interceptions, it's very, very difficult to win a football game.
Definitely.
Not just in the NFL, but anywhere. Pop Warner, if you throw 4 interceptions, chances are you're probably going to lose.
Absolutely. And the Seahawks, I did not know this tidbit. We had the ball 15 minutes more than the Rams. We still lost, but what was working on the offense?
So, yeah, we did have the ball more than the Rams did. And the reason for that is because the Seahawks were really dedicated to the run. And when you're doing the run, we discussed it here before, when you're running the ball, the clock continues to turn. So the other team doesn't get the ball. So usually that works in your favor. But again, we had the 4 turnovers, so that didn't help us. But yeah, the running attack was decent yesterday. We had over 100 yards with all the guys rushing, but we just, again, stayed dedicated to it, and we were behind. So we needed some help.
We did have that epic catch, though, too, on the offense by our man JSN. That was a highlight for sure.
Once again, even though Sam Darnold has a bad day, JSN shows up with over 100 yards receiving. This guy is just incredible. He comes out with this catch like Spider-Man.
It was really fun to watch. That was a highlight. How much credit do you think should go for the defense for keeping us in the game?
Oh, 100%. They were responsible for us even being close in this game. Again, when you have that many turnovers, your offense isn't producing like it should, and for you to have an opportunity at the end of the game to win and to lose by 2 points.
That's crazy.
It was incredible. This defense, again, we've talked about it over and over and over, but they are as billed. They're really, really good. They're one of the best defenses we've had in Seattle since the Legion of Boom, and the guys are flying around, making plays, and they keep the Seahawks in every game.
I really thought there was a chance there for a second
that
we were going to win.
Ooh, it was so close. But then they put the pressure on Myers, and he had already done an incredible job all day long. He kicked 3 field goals. Maybe he was all field goaled out. by that time.
Yeah.
So, and that's why I went a little wide right. But yeah, to put that kind of pressure on the kicker at the end of the game is unfair.
Oh gosh, and we got to talk about an injury too. Sad to see this. Zabel
That's
needed
the
help
guy.
getting off the field.
Yeah.
He didn't return to the game. What do we know, if anything, about his injury right now?
Right now, as of Monday morning at this time, we don't know anything. He had to fly back to Seattle. They wanted to take some images, some MRIs to see what was going on in there. It didn't look good because he's a tough guy. And when you see a tough guy like that laying down on the ground, not able to get up, needing assistance to get off the field, it's tough. And he's been really a linchpin for that front line of the offense, a guy that we drafted this past year. Incredible rookie season so far. He hasn't allowed a sack all season long.
Gosh.
To have him go down and try to find a replacement, I hope that he's healthy.
Same.
But then again, NFL, next man up.
I know. I hope we get some good news this week and he's healthy. Who was your player of the game?
A game like this, I gotta tell you, Kelly, it's tough to pick a player of the game.
Fair enough.
And so I'm not gonna pick a player of the game, guys. But what I am gonna say is the defense as a whole played well enough to be the players of the game. Again, when you look at a game like this where there was 4 turnovers by the quarterback, you don't usually win games like that. You're not even close. It's usually a blowout. For them to be in a 2-point game with 30 seconds left on the clock and have an opportunity to kick a field goal to win, that's an incredible testament to how good this defense is.
You're right. They all win player of the game.
Always.
The Seahawks have another road game, this time in Nashville. What do we need to know about the Titans?
This is the game that the Seahawks need, and they need to bounce back. This is a team down in Tennessee that is not very good, not at all. They're 1-9
Not at
right
all.
now,
Okay.
you know. And you know, even though they are professionals, they're 1-9. They had their best player, their wide receiver, come back last week off an injury, and first game back, he breaks his leg. So their best player is out with a broken leg. Hopefully the Seahawks can come back and get their mojo back, get their wheels up on them, and get a big win down in Tennessee.
Get some confidence, and maybe if some of our guys need a week off because
Get a little break.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hopefully, don't jinx them.
No, I'm not going to jinx it,
Don't
but
jinx
I'm just saying,
Okay.
hopefully. The Seahawks also, I want to talk about this before you leave, lost an all-time great with the passing of Hall of Famer Kenny Easley.
Yes.
What will you remember the most about Easley?
Well, Kenny Easley was known as the enforcer. Kenny Easley, you know, we had his poster and called him the enforcer. It's because he was such a vicious, tenacious defensive back, one of the great safeties in NFL history. He's a guy, again, you think of all the things that he did. He influenced so many Seahawks that are in this organization to this day. Many really claim him as to being the very first superstar on the Seahawks team. So not only was he a superstar on the field, but in the community, he was so, people loved him. He reached out to the kids, the youth in the community, and he was just such a leader. He's actually, when he was done with football, he got into the sports agency business. And so he actually represented a bunch of my friends. And so I
Really?
spent a lot of time at Kenny's house hanging out. So he was always a good guy, and he's going to be sorely missed.
Oh my gosh, well, I'm so sorry for your loss too. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope we have some positive news to talk about next
time.
week.
Absolutely.
The
Fingers crossed.
Titans, come on.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed
Fingers
there.
crossed, yeah.
Thank you, my friend.
Of course.
And coming up next, comedy legend Mike Epps brings unstoppable energy to the Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Tuesday, December 9th. From The Hangover and Uncle Drew to sold-out arena shows, his punchlines keep you rolling. So don't miss your chance to see his comedy live on the stage. Just visit the website that you see right there on your screen. And when we come back, King 5's annual Best of Western Washington competition kicks off tonight on evening at 7:30 p.m. We're chatting about some of the categories right after this. Welcome back. Every November, the folks over at Evening award the best of the best here in Western Washington. They are revealing Best of Western Washington winners all week long, starting with tonight's episode of Evening at 7:30. And here to chat about what to expect is Evening's executive producer, along with ours, Joseph.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
33rd year, I understand.
Very exciting week for Evening. Yeah, it's our 33rd year. There's 45 categories of all the favorite things of Western Washington. Drag queen, different kind of restaurants, all these fun different things. And the viewers get to vote on what they think is the best. And we are revealing the answers all week. And, you might see some of these around town. The winners are getting these little window clings, which I think look really really cute. So
Those are so amazing. Do you have a favorite
festive time.
category? Because I know you've been here a long time too, so you've
Yes.
seen it all.
Yes, I think this was a new category this year actually, but it's a best local drag queen. So I will be excited to see who wins.
I
may
always
know
like
already,
to see
but-
like best of like coffee shops and best bathroom. Like there's so many
Oh, yeah.
interesting categories.
Yep. Well, we have a little throwback moment here of a story from 1993. So let's take a look.
Evening Magazine proudly presents the best of Western Washington as picked by you.
1993's Best of Western Washington. The second one ever is the most 90s fabulous thing we've found in our archives.
With reporters Jim Dever, Mimi Gann.
From the fresh-faced reporters you may recognize
Here are your hosts, Penny Legate and Brian Tracy.
to the sequins.
Welcome to our special show featuring your favorite picks from.
We loved a cringy category back then.
We're going to begin with a really fun category.
It really is a fun one. Which local celebrity would you most like to see in a bathing suit?
Here's Evening Magazine's John Stofflet with the outrageous results.
Well, those familiar faces all belong to local celebrities that you said you would most like to see wearing a swimsuit. I didn't create the category, folks. I just report the results.
We don't need to go any further than this. I will say that evening host Brian Tracy came in second.
Well, now it's time for a category that I'm going to really enjoy. This is the sexiest firefighter in all of Western Washington.
I'm too sexy for my love.
Speaking of questionable categories,
These are the men of Station 61, Shoreline Fire Department. The entire station won in our sexiest firefighter category, and they reacted with characteristic manliness when we broke the news. The men of Station 61 want you to know that they're not just burly beefcake.
We're men of the 90s, you know, we're sensitive and very emotional. Okay? Yeah. We're not into this macho stuff anymore.
nobody at King was safe from Best of Western Washington. King 5 anchor and icon Jean Enerson played along when she won Best Celebrity Hair.
I have terrible hair days.
I think by now everybody knows the biggest fad in Seattle is drinking espresso.
And according to our poll, the second biggest fad in our area is grunge rock. But what is grunge? Well, tonight Jim Dever tries to find out.
Grunge used to be rock and roll made by people with $100 guitars and $2 pairs of shoes.
Not anymore. Now grunge is a multi-million-dollar industry that started in the Northwest. Bruce Pavitt started Sub Pop Records in Seattle, and he had no idea he would unleash a monster when he used a certain word in the mid-'80s to describe one of his bands.
The quote was, ultra-loose grunge that destroyed the morals of a generation.
And 1993's finale, a grand prize that's even more vintage, and paper ballots.
We're going to give a car away. And for that, we turn to KBSG's morning team, Ryan and Ryan.
Someone is about to win this beautiful classic 1966 Mustang, and the trunk is full of the entry blank. Let's dig in, see what we can come up with, and award this beautiful car.
Wait, that was epic.
Isn't that fun? I think I was like 4 years old when that happened, but you know.
I think we might have to bring back a few of those categories.
Sexy firefighter, I know you want that. But I just want to remind everyone, the big finale of BOW, the special where we reveal all the winners at one time, is happening on the night of Thanksgiving. So if you're hanging out with your family and want to watch Evening at 7:30, we'll be there for you.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. Jean Enerson seeing all the icons in
Classic
that
hair.
was so
Love
much
it.
fun.
Yes.
Thank you, thank you. And when New Day continues, the toy guy Chris Byrne is here with the season's hottest toys. I can't wait. We're gonna have some fun, so stay tuned.
It's a new day.
Toy shopping can be a maddening experience with so many toys on the shelf to choose from. And gift givers are on the hunt for toys that deliver immersive experiences that keep kids entertained and imaginations in full gear. And the holiday elf with the answers is the toy guy, Chris Byrne. You're back to play. We love having you. This season, I understand it's all about classic play with a modern twist, right?
It very much is, because, you know, play is still so important for kids, and they love dimensional toys, and it's
just really a great way. And we're finding families of all ages want to play together. So this is great. So I'm going to start with Amazing Flip Spider-Man. This is Spidey from Jazzwares. And he's from Jazzwares, and he's going to do all kinds of different things. But he actually interacts. He's from the Spidey and Friends show, so he's really for preschoolers. So he's going to. There he goes.
And here's some
and
videos.
There you
so
go.
he
You
does
can,
a 360
yeah, there he goes
flip.
flipping. So yeah, exactly. So we get to see him flip, which is great.
And he's a bit younger, like you said. He's for preschool and up.
Exactly. And there he goes. He's good. There he goes for real, live on TV.
Yes.
Social emotional learning, really important. This is one of the toys we really like. These are called Emotion Friends from Solabo. Each of the characters has a different expression, but it's not prescriptive. It's not telling kids what to feel. It's opening them up to conversation. So if they get into feelings at a young age, it's really great. This is from Solabo, really cool American company.
I haven't seen anything like this, so maybe kids can kind of pick and choose, like, this is the way I'm feeling, and you can talk about feelings a little more.
Exactly. This is how I'm feeling today, and this is how I want to feel, and it's just really, really cool.
Ages for something like this too. Who's playing with this?
You know,
3 and
it's
up?
really, it's 3 and up. It's really, really great. So they're really cool. I'm going to move these guys out of the way. Hope they don't get too upset.
Wow. We got some big things happening here.
This is the Goodyear Mega Car Engine Repair Kit from Red Toolbox. Open it up.
This looks like a transformer right now.
How are you with power tools?
Terrible.
So yeah, me too.
If someone in my home hears a power tool happening, they come running. Like, Kelly, what are you doing?
Exactly. So it's got all kinds of different screws. You can build the engine. It's got different tools. There you go.
Okay.
Let's see if you can get it. There you go. So maybe start with a preschool toy, Kelly, and see where it goes from there.
This is good practice for me. If people are thinking of something for Christmas for me, maybe this is it.
And then when you turn it around, it's a whole driving board. So it's a make-believe driving set as well. So that's really cool from Red Toolbox, about $79.99.
Okay, Goodyear Mega Car Engine Repair Set. That is a good one. What else do we need to repair? What's happening
here?
here?
This is Little Live Pets Ouchies. It's from Moose Toys, so it's gonna start walking, and he hurt himself.
Oh, you hear the ow, ow.
Yeah, so he's got a little ouchie. So look, his paw is going up there.
Oh no! Well, I have the perfect thing. Apparently,
you do. Let's put the
I have a little cast.
Put the splint on his foot.
Oh.
See, ow. Oh, he's relieved, and now we take it off, and he's all better and keeps walking.
Oh my gosh, I would have loved this.
Wouldn't you love this? It's all about caring. It's a beautiful golden lab. This is from Moose Toys. It's about $59.99 for kids 5 and up. So just love that guy.
Oh my gosh. This is like a perfect segue to if you're thinking about maybe wanting a pet, but you don't know if your kid's ready or anything. You could give them something like this. It almost feels real.
And the nurturing is real. That's the thing about it. Like, so, okay, now kids love RC.
Oh, geez.
This is the
Grave Digger. What is
Monster Jam Grave Digger Smash and Bash. It's from Spin Master, and it's a regular car, but if you run into the wall.
Oh, what are we seeing here? Okay.
Oh, there you go. We've got that. We've got the video of it. It's such a wild car. But there you go. Look, it's smashed up, but it heals. It automatically heals. So you just push a button.
It's smashed up.
And it heals.
And it's also still a radio-controlled car.
It's still a radio control. And Monster Jam is going to be huge. It's huge this year. 2026 is going to be even bigger. Great family entertainment as well.
I want to, do I just press
smash
it together? Just smash it.
Smash it. And then you can heal it. Just super fun.
Oh, my brothers would have been all in on that.
And I just like it because, again, it's the action and adventure of that, which is just kids really love that.
And the make-believe, like all of these things I feel like you're just thinking about, I don't know, if you want to be a veterinarian or if you want to drive monster trucks. Who knows? And that brings us to this.
Stuntman Stu. Now, he's on YouTube. Now, the thing about Stuntman Stu is everything always goes wrong. And we got to introduce this with you last year. It's now,
I remember this.
It's now on the market, so we're going to see if we can get Stuntman Stu.
You wind him up. Oh, geez.
And he takes out the other toys.
I got it. We're going to hold it in.
Let's try him again. I'm not doing. See, this is what we call a learning curve.
We need a kid. Oh. He goes.
And he gets it wrong, just
But
like his
don't worry,
thumbnails do.
we have
But just we've
video.
got video. There he goes. And again, as you practice and do it, it's just hysterically funny as he does that. It's just really fun.
And I love that it comes with the wall, so it smashes through.
The
you
breakaway
showed me
wall.
that earlier.
Yeah.
Do we think 5 and up? What do we think is perfect for
I
someone
absolutely
like that?
think 5 and up is good for that. And again, if they watch the videos on YouTube, they're going to get a kick out of the crazy stunt man.
You always come prepared with all of the best toys. We're going to move everything down because we have one more to play, and I just know this
Okay.
is going to be a whole vibe.
This is
What
a
are
family
we-
game called Marshmallow Madness from
Marshmallow
Play Monster.
Madness.
And the object is, it's the original Tiny Hand Challenge. So the object is for you to get as many mini marshmallows in your mouth in 1 minute. So you
In
ready?
1 minute.
I'll hold
okay.
this still. Ready?
Are there any tips before I get going on
you
the way?
want to keep the hands pushed in. It actually gives you a lot more leverage, but then you
Okay.
pull it back a little bit to go. Ready, set, go.
Okay. Oh, what could possibly go wrong here?
Oh, many things.
Oh, I have one.
You got one. There you go.
Oh my God, I can't even eat it. Oh, it went flying. I'm actually hungry right now. I would like a marshmallow.
So this is really
This is chaos.
It is chaos. It's mess, but it's actually kind of controlled chaos. This is about 1999, and it's it's turning it. But you know, everybody gets a turn, and everybody gets to go a little bit nuts.
Okay, then if everyone gets a turn, you have got to do better than me, Chris.
Okay,
Come
let's see
on.
if I can do this.
1, 2, 3, hit it.
Oh my gosh. Ah!
Oh, you got it. You have more practice than me.
I'm a trained professional.
You are a trained professional. Okay, this would be so much fun. Even with we're seeing kid adults,
Absolutely, the entire family, something to relieve some of the stress of the holiday. Just sit down and race with marshmallows.
Definitely. Have you also seen any prices going up with the tariffs or anything too, or have you not seen a big change?
Well, on average, since the toys are new, there's not that, they don't have a lot of comparison, but we think that the toys have been very average, around the time. Maybe 8 to 9% more than last year overall, but still a game for $19.99. A lot of games are in the $25 to $30 range. So toy makers have been very conscious of making things affordable for people this year.
Amazing. And you are always testing toys out, right?
Always.
Is your house just wild with toys everywhere?
I keep it separate, but
Okay.
I need a little zen moment with no toys. But we've already started looking at 2026 stuff back in September.
Wow. Well, everyone just has to follow you for all the ideas this holiday season. Thank you, as always, for being here.
Thank you, Kelly.
And I think this one might be my favorite.
Awesome.
And coming up next, we're right in the middle of Lung Cancer Awareness Month. And next, a pair of experts shares how to reduce your risk and detect it early. November is Lung Cancer Awareness Month, and screening for cancer could be a life-saving move for you or someone in your life. Doctors Daniel Quadrado and Luke Seberg with Virginia Mason Franciscan Health are here now to tell us more. Thank you to you both for being here today. Such an important topic. I want to start with you, Dr. Seberg. Why is it so important for us to talk about lung cancer screenings?
So lung cancer affects about 50 of every 100,000 Washingtonians. And lung cancer in its early stages is very, very curable. As it becomes more advanced, it becomes less and less curable, still treatable, but not necessarily curable. We have a lot better options early on. And since it has no symptoms in its early phases, the best way to detect it is through screening programs.
Gosh, that's what I was going to ask. So there's no way of even really seeing something and popping in. You just have to stay on top of screening. Yeah. Dr. Quadrado, I want to get to you. What should people know about what types of screenings are out there and available?
Yeah, really, now the best screening that we have is doing a low-dose CT scan. So it's really not much more radiation than a CT scan. It's a discussion you have with your primary care doctor if you meet the criteria. And the test takes about 10 to 15 minutes. It's something that you can go get your scan done and go about the rest of your day and get those results back from your primary care doctor.
Amazing. And Dr. Seberg, how do lifestyle factors impact your lung cancer risk too?
The number one risk factor for lung cancer development is smoking, either currently smoking or recently smoking. The more you've smoked, the higher the rates, but it takes very little to raise the risk of lung cancer. There are things that you can't control, like where you live, if you've been exposed to radon, and family history. So if family members have had lung cancer in your family, you're probably at genetically higher risk as well.
Okay.
And then there are occupational exposures like being around harsh chemicals, environmental exposures like the fire smoke that we get regularly exposed to, all can play a role. But the number one most important is your history of smoking.
And should we be screening every single year? I mean, where does that, timing come in too?
Well, the way that the screening is set up, if you are in the high-risk group, so between the ages of 50 and 80, smoked for more than 15 years, a pack a day, and are willing for treatment, you qualify for lung cancer screening. So the screening is geared towards the highest risk people.
Okay. And I want to stick with you, Doctor. Tell us about how treatment advancing for those diagnosed with lung cancer is going.
Yeah, so now if we find a nodule, and ideally we want to find it early, we have minimally invasive techniques to sample it bronchoscopically, where that's also done as a same-day procedure. That allows us to diagnose and stage someone in one setting. And then for the treatments, if you're a candidate for surgery, surgery is still the best treatment we have for lung cancer. We do those operations in the least invasive way possible with a surgical robot. So, on average, it's a 1 to 2 night stay in the hospital after your treatment.
A surgical robot. Yeah. It's just wild with the advances too, with everything too. What do you guys think too is the key takeaway for viewers at home that are watching? What should people know?
So I think the most important thing to know is whether or not you qualify for the lung cancer screening programs. There are enrollment criteria, but you can actually just go online to vmfh.org/lung screening, and it lists them right there for you. And when in doubt, talk to your doctor and find out if you're a candidate. That is the most important individual step you can do to save your life.
Wow.
And the same, if you qualify for screening, get screened. If you have family members that qualify for screening, talk to them. This is a discussion you'll have with your primary care doctor. But if we have someone with symptoms from lung cancer, it's already progressed to a very advanced stage. So the earlier, the better we find these.
What are the symptoms when it has progressed to an advanced stage? Like, what are people dealing with then?
It could be things like coughing up blood, pain when you take deep breaths. But also, lung cancer is a disease that likes to spread through the body, so you can have symptoms depending on where it's gone in your body.
And online, I know people can go and kind of look at, the criteria, but do you guys, since we have some time, have anything that people should know about if they have family history or if they are a smoker?
So I think if they have, you're either currently smoking or have smoked in the last 15 years, there's a good chance that you're at elevated risk for cancer and probably would qualify for lung cancer screening. So as an individual, the simplest thing is, have I smoked sometime in the last 15 years? I should probably be checked out with my provider to see if I qualify.
Amazing information. Thank you so much for being here. We know that you all are very busy, so we appreciate your time.
Right, thank you.
And for more information like we talked about, you can visit the website that you see right there on your screen. That's vmfh.org/lung screening. And coming up, New Day goes to the dogs. We're in the kitchen with Joelle Jay, author of The Dog's Table, cooking up healthy and delicious dishes for your pup. I kid you not, meals like spaghetti and meatballs and chicken pup pie after this.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Virginia Mason Franciscan Health.
It's a new day.
This next segment is going to be so much fun. We're in the New Day kitchen today with Joelle Jay, author of The Dog's Table. Her book is all about creating healthy, delicious meals for your furry best friend. And Joelle and her best friend, Cedric, are here to show us how to whip up something that will have tails wagging and mouths watering. Hello to you both.
Hi, thank you for having us.
Cedric is such a distinguished gentleman. Look at him. He's cooking with us, and we're going to actually meet your other dog, Edith, shortly. And they are the reason I understand that you wanted to write this book. Tell me about it.
Yeah, well, like with people, with all animals, our health really starts with fresh, whole foods, and they're part of the family. So I want them to have the same quality of food that I eat.
It makes perfect sense. My mom, who is probably watching, does this with our dog Achilles. He's 160 pounds, Great Dane, so a lot of food. They had to get a whole fridge for him, but that's fine. I want to dive deeper in the book in a little bit, but first we have to get to cooking. So what are we making today?
So today we're making chicken pup pie. It's one of our balanced meals for dogs, so it's nutritionally complete for them. And these are all the ingredients that we have here for the filling. They're all natural ingredients.
Yeah. How do we get going? Does it just dump and go?
Dump and go. Dump it all into one pot.
So peas and carrots.
Yeah, we got some veggies, peas and carrots. Got chopped chicken.
Chopped chicken. Okay, so chicken is a fan favorite.
Yeah.
Does the salmon go in here
Salmon
too?
goes straight in.
Wow. You're really taking it up a notch. This is great. What's this?
This is chicken liver.
Oh, chicken liver.
So liver is so nutritious. You just need a little bit of it.
Sunflower seeds. All things too that I'm like, this can all go in. This is so great.
So we don't call for any supplements. We use all whole foods. So the sunflowers are a source of vitamin E.
I feel like these dogs are eating healthier than I. This is, I need to take a page out of your book on how I should be eating. And then what's all this?
So this is oyster powder. And you can also use fresh oysters. We have conversion charts in the beginning of the book as well. You can use either. This recipe calls for the powder.
The powder?
Yeah, you
okay.
can use either though. We could just dump in the powder.
Interesting.
And
oyster powder.
Oysters are also so nutritious. They're full of zinc.
Gosh.
Like they're great for us too. We really should be eating more of these.
An oyster a day keeps, I don't know, the doctor away.
Yeah.
What's this powder?
This is eggshell.
Eggshell.
Calcium.
Gosh. Okay, and then one last thing. What's
and this?
This
is kelp, which is the source of iodine for them.
Wow.
Yeah, so we cook that all together. That'd be the filling.
The filling.
Cook it for about 10 minutes, just until it's done.
Yeah.
And then it would look something like this.
Very cool. Okay. And you said again, how long was that cooking for?
This cooks for about 10 to 15 minutes.
10
just until it's done.
Low, medium heat. Okay.
Right.
And then now that we have the filling, we need to make the crust for a pot pie. That's one of the favorite parts. How do we get going there?
So you could help me with this.
Yes.
We just crack in a couple of eggs.
In this just bowl?
In this is oat flour.
Why oat flour?
Oat flour is just more digestible, more nutritious for the dogs. We prefer it over regular flour.
Very cool. I love how chill Cedric is too.
Super chill. He's super chill when he's waiting for his food.
He's just a vibe. He's like, come on, girly, hurry up. Okay, and what's this?
This is olive oil. And we just mix this together. And if you don't want to make a crust, you know, like you don't have to, you can actually just dump some oats and the eggs straight in the pot and have like a one pot meal.
Yeah.
But we like to be a little bit fancier.
How much, like, are you cooking these kind of meals for your pets every single meal? Like, what's the system at your house?
So we actually cook in bulk a lot.
Yeah.
And I know that's great for big dogs especially, right?
Absolutely.
So we make like a huge pot and then portion it out and put it in the fridge and freezer. And then that just makes it so much more convenient to serve them every day.
Absolutely. You've elevated this to a whole nother level. While we're making the crust too, what are your other recipes? What can people expect to see in your book?
So we have a huge range of recipes, super basic recipes, like under 6 ingredients, under 20 minutes. And then we have all kinds of fun treat holiday recipes too. Like we have a bark Wellington in there. We've got cookies. We've got dog-friendly hot chocolate, no chocolate in there.
Oh my gosh. And what would you say to dog parents out there that say, you know, I give my dog kibble. That's totally fine. What do you want people to know?
I mean, dogs are really adaptable, right? So they can eat kibble and be fine, but I think that they deserve yummy, delicious food and you know, nutritious, fresh whole foods too.
Definitely.
Even once in a while, once a week or twice a week.
Yeah, breaks it up. What did you put in there
I
too?
just added a splash of water because this is like, you don't have to roll this crust out. We're just gonna spread it on top. So I'm getting it to a kind of cake batter consistency.
Yes.
So the filling goes in.
So the filling goes in first.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I just packing all this in?
Yeah.
All of it? I feel like around Thanksgiving too, this is kind of perfect. Like your dog gets something fancier than usual, and then
definitely
everyone else is cooking all day.
Yeah, because they want to be included as part of the holiday.
And they
fun,
are
right?
part of the family. You're right. Like they're a little best friend. Okay, so that's packed in.
Yes.
And then
we just spread the crust on top.
And how long would something like this bake for?
This needs about 25 minutes in the oven.
Okay.
Yeah. So you just spread it. It's okay if the filling peeks through. I mean, the good thing about cooking for your dog is they're not going to critique
they're not
you.
Picky.
Yeah.
My kind of sous chef then. That looks perfect.
Pop in the oven, and when it's done,
this is what it looks like there. What made you to want to write a book like this, and like how do you approach all the recipes? And I'm gonna serve up Cedric too.
When I first started cooking, well, me and my co-author Ara, when we first started cooking for Cedric, we found that there was a huge lack of resources out there to help us. And when we first started posting videos of food on Instagram, the comments were flooding in and people had the same problem. They wanted to feed their dogs real food, but they didn't know where to start.
Right.
So this is kind of the book that we wish we had, you know, in the beginning when we first got Cedric.
It's perfect because you want to make sure they're getting all of their nutritions and everything together.
Totally, yeah.
Also, I hear that Edith and Cedric are social media stars. They have millions of followers. What's that like, managing this?
Well, they're huge divas now. They expect, you know, food and...
Look at them! Oh my gosh! I see why they have over 1 million followers. Wow. Okay, Cedric, you've waited patiently, my friend.
There you go, baby.
Oh, he loves it!
This is what he's been waiting for.
Oh my gosh, what a sweet, sweet boy. Is that too hot for you, buddy?
I think that's good.
Is
He's
that
like,
good?
You know what, it's perfect.
Cedric, I want to steal you. Okay, but he can't take all of the limelight. We're gonna go now, and I'm going to bring food to R.A. and Edith, who we need to see what she thinks, too, of the little pot pie moment. Hello, R.A. Hello, sweet girl. Okay, what do you think? She loves it. I feel like they're so happy.
I feel like she wants to eat it on the floor.
I know, she's like, what are you guys doing to me here? Oh, all right, why do you think these dogs have such a huge social media following? What do people love about them?
Well, they just really get into the food, and I think people can identify with some of the things that they wish they could do, but can't because of social niceties.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Well, you guys were so much fun. I can tell Edith is all on board. Cedric was amazing. So were all of you. Thank you for being here today. This was a blast. And thank you to you all for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.